My name is Swin and you're watching Pulse episode 27. Today I've got some Warcraft and Diablo news for all of you, just in time for the weekend, so let's get right to it. It seems like Blizzard are doing all they can to get everyone back in World of Warcraft once Cataclysm launches. The game is shaping up to be pretty amazing, and even those that aren't World of Warcraft fans and aren't currently playing will definitely want to come back in and give it a try. So what's Blizzard's hook this time, you ask? Well, they're providing all players with expired accounts with 7 days of free game time. You can claim that between now and the 1st of December. Oh Blizzard, you cunning old fox. That would mean that your game time will expire on the day of Cataclysm's release, leaving you high and dry, hot and bothered, and ready to throw your money at them. I would say this does provide some insight into Blizzard's schedule of events though. I wouldn't be surprised if the shattering hits on December the 1st, or just a couple of days prior to that. Anyway, you can read the full thing over at QotW, or you can find it in the links below. The second phase of the highly entertaining and no doubt soon highly frustrating elemental invasion has begun. Phase 2 sees players subduing a couple of elementals and collecting a few tablets. There are only a couple of new quests here, but what makes it so exciting is that we are edging closer and closer to the shattering and Cataclysm. So if you feel you might be missing something, you can check out some nice guides and roundups of what's been happening over at MMO Champion or Wowhead. All the Cataclysm pre-events have been pretty fun thus far, and if the current trend continues, I think this coming Monday we'll see the next set of events roll out. So keep checking back here for that. A tiny new build has hit the public test realms. There are literally only 3 changes in this patch. The Worgen Darkflight ability has been nerfed, Rogue's Subtlety Mastery rating no longer affects Recuperate, and Recuperate has been nerfed. So there are only those changes for now, but I have no doubt that there will be more soon. You can read more about that below. Blizzard have provided us all with a little glimpse at the cute and cuddly new pets we'll be able to buy from their online store soon. As mentioned at BlizzCon, the Moonkin hatching will follow in the footsteps of the Pandaren monk, with sales helping to benefit a good cause. If you haven't seen these pets yet, you can head on over to the new World of Warcraft community site, or you can watch videos of them in action over at MMO Champion or Wowhead. More details, including availability date and specific plans for charity partnership, will be revealed in the weeks to come, so keep checking back here. Those of us lucky enough to watch BlizzCon via DirecTV or BlizzCon's virtual tickets were promised a code. A code that would provide us with in-game goodies for World of Warcraft and StarCraft 2, and hey, the code seems to have arrived earlier than expected. Check your email, enter the code into your Battle.net account, and log in to, as Blizzard would say, display your tidal pride in World of Warcraft and StarCraft 2. Enjoy! Just a quick note that apparently Deathy is not fully animated yet, and Blizzard have thanked us for pointing that out and will get it fixed. An even more secure way of protecting your Battle.net account is now available, the Dial-In Authenticator. Those of us unable to run the Authenticator software on our phones, and those of us unable to buy those token authenticators, can now access this new service. It is free right now, but the only catch is you have to be a US citizen to use it. It seems pretty hardcore, and I think if you can get this activated, you can kiss all your security problems goodbye. Read more about the new Dial-In Authenticator and how it works below. Time for a bit of Cataclysm news. There have indeed been a couple of interesting changes and additions. With just a couple of weeks left before the big launch, Blizzard is trying to make sure that everything is as it should be. In doing this, Blizzard is adding all those little things that we've been missing, so let's have a look at all those little things. A few things that I won't be covering in too much detail. We've been treated with a new look at the reputation tabards we're going to be wearing in Cataclysm. It seems like the Razashi hatchling, being the clever little reptile that it is, has already found itself a new home and will be migrating there shortly after the shattering. Blizzard have also let us know that any items, mounts or pets that they remove from the game right now may well be back in the future should they find them a decent enough home. MMO Champion has a couple of nice previews up of the enchanting and alchemy professions in Cataclysm in their current state. A semi-updated version of the Worgen flight form has been discovered, along with a couple of new and pretty interesting Cataclysm raid markers. They feature some pretty impressive looking pillars of light, along with all those symbols that we know so well from the raids floating up and down. It's pretty interesting. You can check that out below. And lastly, Blizzard is currently testing rated battlegrounds, another feature I'm actually looking forward to. So now on to the rest of the Cataclysm news. One of the most wailed on members of the Horde, the punching bag of Orgrimmar, yes, you guessed it, Gammon, has received some love. It's pretty interesting actually. He's suddenly just sprouted a couple of new muscles and beefed up to a level 85 elite. I just thought I'd share this interesting change with the world because if anyone needed a buff, it was poor old Gammon. He still resides in the Broken Tusk, but now pretty much one or two shots anyone that attacks him and sports a hefty 2 million HP, so don't mess, guys. Are you insane in the membrane? Well, that's okay with Blizzard. Yes, quite alright. A question that has been asked many times in the past couple of weeks has finally been answered. It seems like the feat of strength and achievement called Insane in the Membrane is here to stay. There are a few changes being made though. The Shendralar rep will no longer be required, and it seems like the Bloodsail Buccaneers reputation will be staying in the game. So that means you'll still be able to work for that insane title come Cataclysm, and Blizzard have let us know that these changes will in fact take place come patch 4.0.3a. You can read the full story below. Blizzard is trying to direct a bit of traffic to their new forums, and well, I really don't blame them. They are looking really snazzy. They set up their first poll asking a pretty interesting question. If you believed the end of Azeroth was nigh, what would be the first thing that you'd do? Most of the options are pretty funny and some raise some interesting questions. Why not just run to Outland when Deathwing arrives? That would be pretty safe, wouldn't it? Let's not joke around, who wants to be safe anyway? So you can head on over to the new and soon to be official home of World of Warcraft and check out that poll. Troll Druids now have their very own epic flight form, and let me just say, it is pretty much as unexpected as it is just plain cool. You really have to see it to understand the magnitude of this situation. I won't spoil it to you here by saying that it is in fact a troll bat. And no, not a troll bat rider, a troll bat. That's it. I also won't spoil it to you by linking you to a video of it below. You didn't hear that here. With Cataclysm just around the corner, many people have been asking when they'll be able to convert their current characters into Worgen or Goblin. Blizzard's response was quick indeed. They've let us know that the paid faction and race changes will be available the second that Cataclysm hits. Realm first achievements of leveling any class to level 85 first are in the game, but apparently we won't have any race first achievements. So that's interesting. So if you're planning on changing to a Goblin or Worgen right off the bat as Cataclysm launches, then you should probably read the full story below. The tier 11 armor sets are finally in the beta, and we now have confirmation that this is in fact what they should look like. Below you can find a quick preview of the tier 11 armor sets on both male and female for all classes. That's courtesy of MMO Champion. Thanks a lot, guys. So some of these changes are already live on the beta servers and some are only coming in the next build, 13277. So if you're interested in all the happenings and going-ons in the Cataclysm beta or in World of Warcraft in general, check back here soon for more. So let's head on over to the Diablo news. Good news, everyone! The Diablo Twitter account is back to its normal nonsense and foolishness. After a post-BlizzCon break, it's finally returned with a bit of chit-chat and some general game information. So let's celebrate its return with a couple of questions and answers, small pieces of news and other stuff courtesy of Diablo INC gamers. Will we receive a skill point at level 1? The answer is no. You'll be receiving one at level 2 and every level after that, so you'll have 59 on level 60 with potential to get more from quests and other locations. Difficulty in multiplayer games increases based on the number of players, not on their levels. Will you be including the old numpad commands, time to die, follow me, or this is for you? No current plans to do that. Apparently the fully integrated voice chat in Battle.net will more than make up for the loss of these macros. Will you be able to find other players in the game world and team up with them as you do in World of Warcraft to take on the content? Blizzard says no, not quite in the way that the question implies. This is a 4-player co-op game and generally players will start off together instead of finding each other in the game world like you do in WoW. Will we be able to swap runes around to different skills at no extra cost? Yes, that's the idea right now, but there may well be limitations on when and where you can move those runes. Here's a good one. Do you require testers that are willing to die before leaking any information at all? Blizzard's joking response was yes, but that's a guarantee anyway due to the brain chip. Thanks again to Diablo INC gamers for getting all these small pieces of news up. You should definitely check their site out. right now. You can find it below. Blizzard recently answered a couple of questions regarding the physics and physics engine used in Diablo 3. Apparently they are no longer, and have not for quite some time, been using the Havoc engine. Blizzard is now apparently using an in-house system instead, and they feel that it does the job better than any other could. They say that the reason behind using their own stuff instead is that it doesn't limit them in any way, and they can change it and mold it as they see fit on the fly. They also say that they don't want to go and look for someone's permission every time they want to change something. So if you're interested in the more technical side of things behind Diablo 3's engine, then you can check that out below. There were, as you may well know, a bunch of interesting interviews relating to Diablo 3 at BlizzCon this year. Now, while it's probably going to take too long to summarize them all here, I could just point you in the right direction. Besides, who wants to hear news from a couple of weeks ago anyway? That's old. A fan recently asked Blizzard about the Monk class's spirit and whether basic attacks generate spirit. Yes, they do, but once you get a combo attack, which is apparently on level 4, you won't need to use basic attacks ever again. So I guess that's an interesting little revelation for those of us who did not in fact get to play the Monk just yet. In the same set of questions, it was revealed that the Monk can in fact use polearms, similar to those used by the Amazon in Diablo 2. The long, pokey kind, not the throw-in ones. Sadly, that's all the Diablo news I have for you today. Let's head on over to the question of the week. So, a pretty simple one for you guys this week. Which class are you most looking forward to in Diablo 3? Leave your reply below in the form of a comment or video response. Sadly, that's all the news I have for you this week, and I really recorded this show in a hurry. I hope I get it up in time, and should it go up in time, it will probably be done in record time. So thanks again to all the new subscribers, and thanks to all the new people watching. Yes, you. And be sure to check back here again early next week for some more news. Bye bye.